The men, their job is to smoke and to drink.
They don't even bring any money home.
The other job of the men, of course, is you make children. I don't know why. It's very difficult to explain it to people that's not used to working with black people. On the farm, when I ask people that work in South Africa, in our area, they're called Sothos. Okay, but the Sotho people, each nation has got their personality and their nature. Like, we know Japanese people has got this personality and this nature.
Yeah.
And our South African people has got this personality. England has got this personality. That it's the same with the black people. Each tribe has got their personality and nature. And the Sotho people is a very lazy nation. Very. Because in their nation, the men never work. Never, ever. The men sit under the tree and the woman does the work. The woman does the planting, she does the sowing, she brings in the food, she cooks the food, she looks after the children. The men, their job is to smoke and to drink.
They don't even bring any money home.
No, they just provide security. That's all. Safety.
Bouncer.
Yeah, because you're a guy. That's pretty much it.
No.
Still, they have room to practice some masculinity in there.
The other job of the Sotho men, of course, is you make children. That's your main job. So each man, one man, the least children they will have is 8. They have between 8 and 15 children. One man, always, they have between 8 and 15 children. So what I want to say is, so when we were on the farm, then the people from Zimbabwe were starting to come in because there was hunger, no jobs and no food.
Oh.
So we started giving them work because they were better workers, the Zimbabweans. They were not lazy. The men actually work very hard. So what we had on the farm, while I and the black man was working, I was driving the bakkie and we go down to the kraal and we fill the bakkie with dung, from the cattle.
Yeah.
I don't know what you call it in English. Poop, dung,
Fertilizer.
Fertilizer.
And then I drive the bakkie up to my garden and then we put it in the garden, Or I will drive to the river because we have a dry river on the farm. And then the black man will fill the bakkie with the river sand. We come back and we offload it. So what we did is we put a small one of his children, or 2, doesn't matter how many. We put them on a hill near the road. So when they see the government car or bakkie, the government coming, then they whistle. And we can hear it when we work. And then the men quickly run in the field. They run away because we were not allowed to employ them.
They were there illegally.
I see.
We were not allowed to employ them.
Yeah.
But we didn't have much of a choice because how do you make a man work that doesn't want to work? It's difficult to make somebody work if they don't want to work. So that's how we operated on the farm. We had a lookout. Sometimes I didn't hear the whistle and I was still busy talking to my worker, working, and then all of a sudden, he's gone. And I think, what the hell is going on? And then I realized, okay, the government car is coming. So I just kept on working, and then when the bloke stopped there, it was only me in the garden,
So you never saw them again? Like they got kicked back to where they came from, Zimbabwe?
They just hide. They hide so that the government can find them to send them back. So they run and hide wherever. And then when the government car leaves, then they come back.
Okay.
No. It's our government, because our government does not give permission for immigrants to work.
Yeah.
That was the plan that we had, to get good workers. You gave it to the immigrants. The only other black nation that's very proud is the Zulus. They are very proud nation, you know, upright and proud.
Yeah, Zulu and the Sotho, those two words I hear from her often. Yeah.
The Zulus and the Sothos, they can't live in peace together because of their nature. But we don't have the Zulus here. They stay in Natal. Natal is by the coast. Wat is daai grond wat ons hulle gegee het? Wat noem jy dit in Engels?
A homeland.
Ja. So we gave each black nation their own homeland. Like if you look at the map of South Africa, you will see right in the middle of South Africa, there's a Lesotho. It's right in the middle of South Africa. That's a homeland. A black person instructions, you can't give me a lot of instructions. You must just say, do this for me, please. Like a simple thing that I can say is this one thing. And then you come back later and you say, okay, now I want you to do this one thing. If you give him more than one thing,
they get confused.
You can, really, it sounds stupid to say, because for a white person you can say, listen, this plant, I want you to cut it like this and this and this, and this plant is family of that plant, but you must treat it differently because the nature of this plant is hanging, while that nature of that plant is upright. You know, I can talk to you in that way and explain it to you. Because that plant is upright, I cut it this way. But because this is a hanging or an arching plant, I want you to treat it that. You can't have that discussion at all. No, it's too much. You must just say, listen, you see this plant? You must cut it like this. And then you go, and then as you finish, then you go to the other plant. You say, see this plant? You can't even explain that it is an arching plant, and you don't get into detail. You just say, no, see this plant, I want you to do this. If you start explaining things, it gets too complicated. I don't know why. It's very difficult to explain it to people that's not used to working with black people. You have to be very simple, very straightforward.
Because their mind capacity is simple.
Yeah, very simple. I can't understand it because I'm not like that at all. But you have to adapt to that kind of mind.
Before I start chatting with you, she was telling me a little thing about their characteristics and how kind of simple-minded they are. Her close friend and the people she knew, they got raided and killed pretty brutally.
Yeah.
A lot of times they're not even trying to take something like steal money or anything valuable. They just go and kill for the pure sake of killing.
They're very brutal people. I think it's because between them, because the Xhosas fight with the Sothos, and the Sothos fight with the Ngenis, and and they don't have rifles. They use pangas. So they use anything that's sharp, a knife, a panga, anything like that.
Broken bottles.
In your country, like we, it's off-putting to see somebody suffering. For us, it's off-putting, but for them, it's not off-putting. Brutal people, they're not afraid to kill. Blood doesn't bother them at all. If you come to this country ever, you have to be very careful. You have to know when you are in a putting yourself in a dangerous situation. Yeah, you have to be very aware.
I try to remember that because I never know, you know, there might be in the future that I might have no other choice but to.
But yeah, in the future, everything will get sorted out, and we will, in the end, Monique might experience that in her lifetime, but I will not. We will get the country back, but it will take time. You know, we just leave it. It will flow. Everything will happen as it's supposed to happen. But we will get the country back. We know it's going to happen, but it will take some time.